Hey, beautiful soul. So, I wanted to make a video for you today to talk to you and tell you some more about Soul Business, which is a new group immersion that I've really just felt called. Like, I had this real desire to create something. And to be honest, like, it was kind of niggling at me for quite a few months. And it just wasn't clear exactly what it wanted to be for a while. And so, it's taken me a good few months to really let it kind of settle and understand what this offering wants to be. So I did want to tell you a little bit more about it, but I feel like this video is potentially going to be a little bit different to maybe other videos I've made before for introductions or things that you might see other people doing, because what I really felt called to do was to just be myself, like to really come on and be my human self. And what I've been finding lately is that I've really been feeling called to almost like to just really tune out so that I can tune in to me and my truth and my soul. Because I don't know whether it's because like I've got like an open heart center in human design or whatever it is. And I'm not like, I'm not like an expert in human design. I just kind of like have little bits of information about my own personal chart and things like that. But I always feel this sense of like I've recognized and become aware within myself that I have this tendency, if I really, let myself absorb other people's energies and what other people are doing. I think for a while I thought that it was actually supporting me and inspiring me. But actually, what I've recognized and become aware of is that I just almost take on them and their energy and what it is that they're up to, and kind of like transmute that into something that I feel like I loved about it. And so then I almost like become someone I'm not sometimes, which is a really difficult thing because, with the pillars, like the main three pillars that I love to teach anyone or support anyone through when it comes to helping them with their businesses, one of the main pillars of that is to not become someone that you're not. Like, you don't have to be anyone that you're not. You just have to be your whole true self. And so the only way that I've really found that I'm able to do that and have that reflected is by tuning out of everyone else so I can really tune into myself and my own energy. So what I wanted to tell you about today is Soul Business, the 3-month immersion. Now that it has landed, now that it has settled in my cells and I know what it wants to be, yeah, it feels really good to be introducing this new way of working with me, a new way of coming together as a group over a 3-month period. So essentially, what I want it to be is it is for new and emerging coaches, healers, and spiritual teachers. And when I say new and emerging or aspiring, what I mean by that is like maybe you're in your first month of business, or maybe you've been in your business for like 2 years now. Like anywhere between kind of like month 1 up to 2 years is where I really feel like I can support you in building some solid foundations for your soul business. So it feels really weird for me to say that I'm actually about to go into my 3rd year of business. Like, I never thought I'd be saying those words. It feels really unusual. And yeah, if you'd have told me a few years ago that I was about to step into my 3rd year of business as a coach and as a support for people doing what I love, I'd have been like, you're insane. Like, it just didn't feel like it was possible for me. And yet here I am. Here I am, today, about to step into my 3rd year of business next month. Crazy. And what I really wanted to do was to find ways that I could not only support people through my coaching, but also to pass on like lessons and wisdom that I've really gained over the years. Because as much as like it feels a bit like big-headed to say, I really am really good at absorbing and processing information. I feel like I always kind of describe myself as a human sponge when it comes to knowledge. Like, I'm really good and really fast at taking on information and processing it and understanding it, and then being able to kind of like teach it in a way, like teach it for myself. And so I'd kind of like been going through all of my notes over the years, and bearing in mind that like I am very studious, I love to learn. So something that I have done over my years, and it doesn't need to be this way for everyone, but it felt like the right way for me, is that over the years I have done a lot of courses. I've worked with lots of different coaches. I have read all the like so many different books and teachings and watched YouTube videos. Like I've really dove deep into like the knowledge and the just like whatever I could absorb. I feel like I went there, like whatever I felt called to dive into, whatever I felt called to really learn more about or dive more into is where I went basically. And I have so much information, I have so many notes just sat in like dark dusty drawers, and I really feel like these notes and this information deserves to be brought into the light and to be shared with you, and yeah, really help to support you in building the real solid foundations of your soul business. Because it really feels like, you know, when you qualify or, you know, you do the courses and you decide, you make the decision to become the coach or the healer, the spiritual teacher, like whatever it is that your path has guided you on, it can really feel difficult, I feel, to like fit yourself into the box of online business sometimes, especially when, you know, the very kind of, what would the word be? I guess the very kind of typical way of doing business is very like, you know, it comes from that very masculine and productivity based energy. And it feels really hard sometimes, I think, when you know like the depths of your soul and your work and where it comes from, and to try and like almost fit that into a box of like strategy and structure and routine and having to do things a certain way, it can feel very out of alignment and out of integrity for people. So over the years, what I've really spent time doing is learning how to build a soul-based business, a business that's based mostly on, you know, feminine and yin leadership versus that whole like masculine productivity type hustle grind culture that the online business space appears and seems to be, or that's definitely been my experience anyway. And so what I really wanted to do was to pass on my knowledge and wisdom that I've been gathering over the years and collecting as like little treasures of, you know, what it is to do business differently and what it is to run a more feminine and yin based, you know, business. And don't get me wrong, like I absolutely 100% know that like there's space for the healthy masculine. It's necessary to have the healthy masculine within that as well, because yes, you know, we, even though we want to run like feminine and yin leadership based businesses, we do also, you know, and it'll vary to different degrees of different people, but we do also need some of that like structure and routine and things like that. And like, you know, for some, more structure feels good, and for others, actually less structure feels much better and more in flow for them. And there's no right or wrong way. It's all very kind of unique and individual to you and what's going to really work for you. So what I wanted to create was a way that I could not only, you know, share my lessons and teachings and all of the things with you, but also support you in that, and really provide like an energetically rich, powerful, important container for you to not only be going through and like learning from my lessons and whatever it is that I have, you know, what wisdom it is that I feel I have to pass on to you, but also to support you in transmuting that and making it your own and really letting it sink into your soul and your business and the way that you want to do things. Because just because one way of doing things has worked for me doesn't mean it'll work for you as well. But there may be lessons and teachings and learnings that you can take from whatever I've done over the years and, you know, make it your own, or take pieces of it but leave the rest, and that's absolutely okay. So Soul Business is being born, and it is going to be run, so it's a 3-month immersion, but actually it will run from November through until kind of like the first week in February. And that's very intentional because I want us to have a beautiful intentional break over the Christmas and the holiday period so that we can come back fresh and refreshed in the new year. So we'll have started the process, we'll be starting to go through some of the learnings, the masterclasses, the lessons, etc. And then we'll take a purposeful pause, we'll have a beautiful break to come back fresh in the new year to really, go into the new year with some of the lessons and teachings, knowing that there's more to come, knowing that there is still that support from me and your soul business sisters as well. So there's more to it, and there's a lot more detail in terms of the logistics and how it's all going to work on the offerings page, which I'll obviously pop the link in for you as well. But yeah, I just really wanted you to know that, yeah, this is really being born from the desire of deeply wanting to support you to build your soul-based business and to really support you in, maybe even taking some shortcuts from the things that I've done over the past few years, maybe even taking some of the stories that I'm going to share with you, the lessons that I'm going to share with you, and, taking pieces that you feel resonate with you, but leaving what doesn't, and really being able to use that information in whatever way is going to work for you. So hopefully I've covered everything I wanted to cover. Like I said, I just really wanted to come to you today from my energy, my perspective, and really give you a little bit of a taste into like where this offering is being born from, where it's coming from, and who it's for. So as I said, it's for you if you are in the first month to up to 2 years in your business, and you are, a coach, a healer, a spiritual teacher that is really wanting to be able to share your soul work, your soul magic with the world in a way that actually feels completely aligned and in integrity to you. So if anything I've said here, if there's anything you feel curious about and you would love to have a beautiful, soulful chat with me about whether this is the right move for you, whether this program is suited to you, we can have a really honest and open conversation. I'm more than happy to hop on a call, or if that's not for you, then feel free to email me and we can have a chat via email. But yeah, any questions you have, I would absolutely love to hear from you. And yeah, I hope that you head over to the offerings page and really make a soulful decision on whether this is the right next move for you.